Don't message your ex if he's doing this. Getting over a breakup is never easy. After you've invested time in a person, formed a meaningful bond, and got used to having them as a central part of your life, it's hard to cut ties entirely. When it comes to texting your ex, there is no right or wrong answer. It all depends on what he does and what your specific situation is. Before speaking about why and when not to text your ex, let's see why you get the urge to text your ex in the first place. The answer might surprise you. Many people can't stop thinking about their ex obsessively to ease a feeling of loneliness. Others who truly love their ex can't let go. Some are afraid of getting out there again, so they keep their former relationship alive as a way of staying involved and not feeling single again. Before we begin, subscribe to Modern Love Potion because every video you watch will transform you into a woman high-value men can't resist. So click or tap the subscribe button now to not miss out. When thinking about someone constantly, it can be hard not to get the urge to text them. If you want to move on, you have to look forward and learn to let go. Everyone holds on for a different length of time. Some people avoid the pain of loss and grieve by texting their ex. Others who have been deeply hurt may close the vault to their heart and shut it away under lock and key. You need to know yourself and respect your personal timing. With that said, let's see when it's acceptable to text your ex first. When there are signs you two might be able to reconcile, you can text your ex. These signs include that he expresses and demonstrates genuine accountability and remorse for having hurt you. If you feel that this is your case, you don't have to wait a lot before reaching out. Since feelings change from moment to moment, when it feels right, just go for it. However, remember the key to reaching out to an ex is to expect absolutely nothing. When in that mindset, you'll be truly joyfully surprised if you get a positive response. Otherwise, exceptions lead to letdowns and disappointments. Now that you know when it's okay to text your ex, here is the most common set of situations when it's smart to put your phone down. There's a time when it's definitely not acceptable to text your ex, and that's when they enter a new relationship. This is pivotal in the grieving process. Most folks entertain a certain fantasy that reconciliation of romance and all good love will resume. When you learn your ex has a new relationship, the true mourning process begins. The depth of pain of the loss of love is usually felt at this point, and recovery is quicker because time has passed during the fantasy or hope phase. Learning that your ex has a new relationship forces you to move on with your life, and as painful as it feels, it is really a golden gift in disguise. Even if your ex is still single, there is another scenario in which perhaps it is not the best idea to reach out. It's no longer acceptable to text him when you keep getting blamed for all the things gone wrong, when there's no shared responsibility, or when you feel that you are alone in this relationship. The question is how to know the difference between readiness and the impulse to return to a negative relationship, and the hope for an improved relationship with your ex. The answer is self-awareness. You must be brutally honest at all times, including when you experience such pain. Hey, are you liking the video so far? If so, I have good news. Make sure you like and subscribe to Modern Love Potion, because every video you watch will transform you into a woman high-value men can't resist, and you'll never miss our videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, if you have a story you want to share with me or other people watching this video in the Modern Love Potion community, write a comment below. Okay, so where were we? However, don't text your ex impulsively. Instead, think before you text your ex. If you do reach out, be intentional. You should know exactly why you're reaching out before you do it, so you don't waste either person's time or stir up hurt unnecessarily. Also, don't text if it's not going to be helpful for both of you. Ideally, you should only reach out if you really believe the communication will be positive for both parties. That means you probably shouldn't reach out just because you're lonely, sad, or horny. You also shouldn't reach out just to reiterate your point of view about what went wrong in the relationship. Unless you really believe it will help your ex feel better or grow, reaching out to apologize to an ex for your hurtful actions can be really meaningful to them, as long as it's about making them feel validated and not just about clearing your own conscience. Sometimes it can also be helpful to let your ex know the ways they've hurt you. In addition to giving you closure, the information can help them learn how to not repeat their hurtful behavior in future relationships. But if what you want to say isn't beneficial to your ex's growth or their healing process, it might not actually be necessary or fruitful for you to reach out. You may benefit from just writing a letter or email airing out everything you want to say, but never actually sending the letter. And finally, the absolute worst situation to text your ex when you absolutely shouldn't is when he doesn't respond. If your ex hasn't responded to your texts, DM, social media comments, or any other form of communication, it's time to back off. He might not want any form of communication with you, and you need to be able to respect his decision and his needs. The silence says all you need to know about the prospect of getting back together or being friends again. If you're sending a thoughtful, well-worded apology text, understand that your ex doesn't owe you gratitude, forgiveness, or really anything. This leads us to the fact that you should always be realistic about how your ex will respond. Be aware of whether your ex can really give you what you want. If your goal is to get answers to questions you still have about the breakup, reach out only if you believe your ex has your best intentions at heart, or if you believe your ex will be willing to give you honest answers. If your breakup was hostile, chaotic, or involved one or both people getting deeply hurt, understand your ex may not be willing to help you get better closure. This can be either because he doesn't care about your well-being, he is still resentful, or he simply got too hurt and needs to take care of himself first. If your ex texts back and agrees to talk to you, ask to meet in person when appropriate. Consider whether what you want to say is best said over text, by phone, or in person. If you just want to apologize and make peace, a text exchange might be sufficient, especially if you think seeing each other face-to-face again might not be too hard or too confusing. But if you want to discuss the possibility of getting back together, that's probably a conversation best had in person. If you feel like you don't truly understand why you broke up, or there's more to discuss about what happened in your relationship, that conversation might be a little too long and complex to try to have by text. An in-person meeting might be necessary to really get what you both need. Whatever he responds and whatever his current relationship status is, be respectful of it. There's no rule saying you can't text your ex just because he's in a new relationship, but be considerate. If he seems genuinely happy with someone else, let him be happy. You can still reach out if you need closure or feel like you should apologize for something you did in a relationship, but be sure to directly state that you're not looking to get back together, you just want to talk. Sometimes you still have more to say after a breakup. You have something you need to get off your chest before you can move on, or you want to apologize for something you did. So if you're going to reach out and text your ex, be thoughtful and exercise a lot of empathy. However, never do it if he repeatedly ignores you. If you want to know how likely your chances are to get back with your ex, click our Ex Back quiz in the first description below. Also, if you want to see our best videos, click the videos on the screen now. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on any of our videos, and I'll see you next week.